Hello and welcome. I'm a hotel AI expert, and I'm really pleased to welcome all of you, the students of Europe Hotel School, to your online learning journey. In the hospitality industry, service quality has always been king. But the way we measure and improve it, well, that's undergoing a massive shift, and it's all being powered by AI. In this explainer, we're going to dive into how this technology is completely redefining what excellence in hospitality looks like.
Our goal here isn't just to talk about theory, not at all. We're focused on giving you practical, actionable knowledge, the kind of stuff you can actually use to tackle the real-world challenges you're going to face as the future leaders in this industry. So let's get started.
All right, here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll take a quick look back at traditional service quality. Then, we'll jump into the new AI-powered approach and see how it works in the real world. After that, we'll talk about that crucial balance between data and human judgment. And finally, we'll look at what all of this means for you.
To really understand where we're going, we first have to get a clear picture of where we've been. For decades, managing service quality, especially in food and beverage, was a very hands-on, very manual process.
I mean, think about it. Managers relied on what they could see with their own eyes, what mystery shoppers told them, and of course, those classic guest comment cards left on the table. And yeah, these methods gave them some feedback, but they were hiding some pretty big problems.
You see, the feedback from those old methods was always delayed. You might find out about a problem weeks after it happened. It was also really subjective, based on just one person's opinion. And the information was totally fragmented, coming in from all these different places at different times. It was almost impossible to see the bigger picture. It was pretty clear the industry needed something better.
And that's where artificial intelligence comes in. This isn't just a small step forward. It's a huge paradigm shift. We're moving from that fragmented, blurry view to a unified, crystal-clear picture of what's really happening with our service.
So at its core, AI's big job here is to be a master integrator. Just imagine it pulling together all the different threads of information from across your entire operation and then weaving them into a single coherent story of what's happening right this second in real time.
So what kind of data are we talking about? Well, on one side, you've got the hard operational data, things like transaction times from your POS system or your staff labor schedules. And on the other side, you have the voice of your guest, all that feedback from online reviews, surveys, and social media. And there are some really powerful platforms out there, like TrustYou and Revinate, that specialize in bringing all of this together.
Okay, so we've got all this data. Now for the really exciting part. How does AI turn that mountain of raw information into intelligence you can actually use to make smarter decisions?
One of the coolest things AI can do is something called sentiment analysis. Basically, using what's called natural language processing, the AI can read and understand thousands of guest comments, and it automatically classifies the emotions and opinions inside them. This means managers no longer have to spend hours and hours manually reading every single review just to figure out what people are saying.
So, take a look at this piece of feedback. It's pretty typical, right? An AI system would instantly tag this with a negative sentiment and pull out key themes like slow service and overwhelmed staff. And when it starts seeing this theme pop up over and over again, it flags it as a recurring issue that really needs your attention.
But here's where it gets really powerful. AI doesn't just tell you what the problem is, it helps you understand why it's happening. And it does this by connecting that guest sentiment data with the operational data we talked about earlier. That's how it uncovers the root causes of service failures.
Just look at this. This is what happens when the AI matches up negative sentiment with staffing levels. See that massive spike in negative feedback between 7 and 9 p.m.? It lines up perfectly with a period of low staffing. All of a sudden, the insight is crystal clear. The problem isn't necessarily bad employees. It's a scheduling issue. Now you can fix the real cause, not just the symptom.
And this creates this amazing virtuous cycle of improvement. You integrate the data, you analyze the sentiment, you pinpoint the root cause, and then you implement a highly targeted, super effective solution. It's a continuous loop that just keeps driving service quality higher and higher.
And the capabilities don't stop there. AI systems can send out proactive alerts, so they can flag a sudden dip in sentiment during a dinner service, letting a manager step in immediately before things get worse. They also allow for powerful benchmarking, showing you exactly how your service stacks up against your direct competitors and the rest of the industry.
Now, with all this talk of data and algorithms, it's really easy to get carried away. And that's why we absolutely have to talk about the essential partnership between this technology and human expertise.
This is a question we always have to ask ourselves, right? Can the art of hospitality, the craft of making someone feel truly welcomed and cared for,
Can that really be boiled down to a series of metrics on a dashboard?
Well, the answer, of course, is no. If we rely too much on the numbers, we risk losing sight of that emotional, human part of what we do. The key is to see AI as a tool that informs our judgment, not one that replaces it. A manager's experience is still absolutely essential to interpret the data and translate those insights into meaningful action on the floor.
And that brings us to our final section, which, honestly, is all about you. It's about the role you are going to play in shaping the future of the guest experience.
You see, the true formula for excellence isn't just about having the coolest technology. It's about combining those actionable AI insights with strong empathetic leadership and a deep-rooted culture of always getting better. And those are the core values central to your education here at Europe Hotel School.
As leaders, these tools are going to empower you. Instead of relying on just a hunch or an impression, you can give your teams constructive, objective feedback that's based on real data. And when your staff can clearly see how their actions impact what guests are saying, they become so much more engaged and motivated to be part of the solution. So, I'll leave you with this final thought. The technology is here, and trust me, it's only getting more powerful. The real question is this: as you prepare to step into those leadership roles, how are you going to use these tools to not just manage, but to innovate, to inspire, and to truly define the next generation of excellence in our industry?